Holy heck, how are we doing today, Empire enthusiasts? It's your boy, Edward Elric, here with another guide video, because I know you guys just eat up the guide videos. So, we are going to be talking a guide today about the absolute most beautiful woman in the Star Wars universe, in my opinion. Especially when she's wearing a midriff. That is Padme Amidala. And guys, Padme Amidala, she may not seem like she's going to be, that important anymore, but guys, I think she is going to become even more important now because look who's coming our way. Galactic Legends Jedi Master Kenobi. Guys, we already see some of the requirements going on here with Jedi Master Kenobi, and I am going to tell you now that I have a sneaking suspicion that with Kenobi, and maybe if there's a fallen Anakin, maybe there's a Maul, we'll see. We don't know yet, obviously. We're still learning about what the next Galactic Legends is going to be, but let's be real. This means that Clone Wars content is going to be very, very important. I'm not so sure that the Bad Batch themselves are going to be all required for a Galactic Legend, because that would be tough. That'd be a very tough requirement to meet. Now, this means that I think Gas and Padme are going to become quite important for these Galactic Legends. So, you're going to want to have Padme, and if you have Padme, then you can get Gas. If you don't have Padme, you can't get Gas. There's a little trade-off there. So, I think that Padme Amidala is going to become a very, very important character in this upcoming, meta of the game. You're going to want to have her. Padme is going to be good anyway for light side Geonosian. I mean, maybe not totally, but she's still going to be helpful. So, how are we going to go about getting ourselves a Padme Amidala? Well, you're going to have to do Separatists. That's how you get Padme, is you have just a great Separatist team. Now, what Separatist team are we going to build? Well, I think you can tell already what team we're going to do just by looking at my account. Geonosians. I think the bugs are going to be the easiest way that you can get there. Now, first, let's just talk about why. So, first off, droids, alright? If you want to build Separatist droids, there's a problem. There's a big old guy in your way, and that is General Grievous. He is going to be extremely hard to farm. You can only farm this guy randomly in the fleet store or in the shard store for a lot of shards. The dude is going to be a very long, very hard farm. He also needs 2 Zetas to really get him going on both of them. And he kind of needs to be relicked up to be really hitting like a truck. So, droids are out of the picture. And for another reason, B1 Battle Droid is also super hard. He is a very, very deep fleet node. He's further than Shock T is, alright? Droideka is a hard node farm, and I mean, yes, you're going to need to farm Droideka eventually if you want to get yourself the MILF, because the Xandu blood is right there, but he's just not optimal in my opinion. Next off, we've got the Nute Gunray dealio, and a lot of people recommend, Nute Gunray is going to be the fastest way you can get Padme. It's like the free-to-play way to get Padme, blah, blah, blah. Nah. I just think Nute Gunray is a little bit RNG. I think Nute Gunray's team is not as effective and not as worthwhile as the Geonosians either, because the Geonosians are going to be important to unlock Wat Tambor shards on Dark Side Geo. I just don't think the Nute Gunray thing is as good. I mean, if you want to get a Saj up, which you need to do for the gas event, yeah, go get a Saj up, but Django, he's not really going on Separatists. He kind of wants to be with bounty hunters if he can be, and he hits really hard with bounty hunters. So, personally, I think the bugs are the way to go. So, let's talk about the Geonosians. Let's just talk about each one of them individually, like we did in the Chewbacca event video, and let's just get right into it. So, first we have the leader. This guy, this is the hardest character to get on this team. I promise you he is the hardest, but I promise it is not as hard as it would be to get Droideka or B1 Battle Droid. This guy is extremely easy compared to them. Why? Because he has a beautiful Cantina node at the end of the game. So this is fine, because Padme, you can't really do the event till you're level 85 anyway, correct? So once you get 85, you're going to have this node unlocked. And once you have this node unlocked, you can just start farming this guy up. I would recommend that you get that done, because it's so much easier to farm him than it ever was. It used to be a lot harder to farm him up. I farmed him up on my other account, and it took way longer because I didn't have the double drop. Farmed him with double drop. Swear I farmed him up in like 2 weeks, guys. It took me like 2 weeks to get him farmed up, with just a couple extra hundreds here and there for more energy. So really, Geonosian Brood Alpha is not going to be that hard to farm. What do you want to do with this guy? Go all in. Go all in on this guy. This guy is a great plug-and-play character in general, just because of the Geonosian Brute. If I would say anything about going all in, a lot of people would get a Zeta on this guy, actually. And I agree. I would say you should get the Zeta too. Queen's Will is an insanely good Zeta. At the start of the encounter, summon a Geonosian Brute who taunts for 1 turn. So the Brute is already out there. You don't even have to spawn him. You don't have to waste a turn spawning him. He is just there. He is just giving you extra health and extra protection because of the lead. The level 7 lead right here with the max health and protection plus 15,000. That is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff going on here. This guy, real simple. Easy to gear up. You can see I can already almost gear 12 him. Like, and this was just leftover gear like that. I just been like had been saving up. I literally was just clicking upgrade over and over and over again, guys. He is not that hard to gear up. Literally, I literally can almost get him to gear 12 right now. Like, that's literally insane. So he's really not that hard to gear up. Honestly, go all in on this guy. Get the Geonosian Brute maxed. Get Conscription maxed. Get Glaive Sweep maxed. Get Shield Bash maxed. Max all of his abilities, except unless you really want to, you don't need this Zeta. It's not mandatory to get Geonosian Swarm, but it could be nice in the long run. For mods, you're going to want to do a speed set with tenacity. He has a lot of tenacity, so you really want to use that tenacity. And you want a lot of speed in this guy. So I have a speed arrow, and you want a lot of like protection too. Tenacity is really good. Because you just want him to be really tanky. I mean, look at that protection. You want him to be really tanky and not get any debuffs, because you want him to just be having a good time. A lot of tenacity there too. Plus he gets a lot from one of these. I think he gets like a ton of tenacity. Yeah, he gets plus 60. So this dude's got like, do math, 130, like almost 140 tenacity. That's insane. Moving on. Poggle the Lesser. Poggle the Lesser is probably going to be your easiest farm. Poggle is right here. Look at that. He has so many farms. This is just an insane farm. It's so easy, especially now. You'll have him up in no time. So you'll probably have him sitting 7-star just waiting to be geared up before you get Geonosian Brood Alpha, obviously. And this guy, these are the abilities you want to Omega. I think Warlord's Resolve is an insanely underrated ability, okay? Dispel all debuffs from allies on that Omega. Whew, that's so good. Dispels all debuffs on allies. Gain 4% turn meter for each debuff dispelled. Oh, that is so good. Grant all Separatist allies offensive up. And then call into assist. Oh, that's so good. Hive Tactics. So I personally think that Separatist allies gain an additional 25% offense for each defeated ally. You don't need it. It's not mandatory. I have it, though, because I think it is really good. Especially in this event. And especially just in GAC, which is where, you know, you're going to see Geonosians on the defense. And they're one of the strongest defensive teams. There's another reason why you should get Geonosians is because their defensive presence in GAC, especially with that Geonosian Brood Alpha Zeta, means you now have to really put in a good counter team to counter this team, because this team is just super tanky and can dish out some damage if you're not careful. Martial Doom, you don't really need it, but it would be nice to have it. Obviously, upgrading all their basics is super good to, like, you know, maxing their basics, because, you know, they do them a lot, but I just didn't do it for this one. For him, same kind of thing. You're going to want a speed set, but this time you're going to want health, because he is a support character. I believe I have crit avoidance on here. So what is the crit avoidance doing? Crit avoidance, I think, is really important just in general. Poggle is going to be targeted a lot, especially, let's just say in GAC. I always want an ability block on this guy, and I want to hit him hard. So if I'm going for a character like Vader, who's going to hit him and maybe crit, now he just avoids it, and that can be huge. And then a lot of protection, you want to keep this guy alive. Look at all this speed. I have tons of speed on this guy. 217 speed. He's fast. He's getting out there, and that's what I want to see out of Poggle. So Poggle, very important character. Also, as you can see, I can almost get him gear 12. Again, I just was clicking the button over and over and over again to upgrade. Like, it was that easy to gear this guy up. He is super easy to gear up. Put stuff into him. It's okay to do. It's really, really low requirement gear. Next here we have Geonosian Soldier, guys. All right, Geonosian Soldier, another really easy farm. You're going to get him from the Cantina real early in the game, and you're going to get him from the Fleet Store. I would say about him, you know, he is just kind of there for this hive mind tactic. You really, really do want this. This hive mind bonus is very important. Geonosian allies have plus 35% defense penetration. This is a very important. Like, this one right here is super duper important because you want everyone to have defensive penetration, so you're just hitting harder. So otherwise, Swarm, yeah. I mean, this would be nice too, plus 30% damage, but nah, you don't need it. But tenacity down is huge on his basic. For him, you're going to want the standard. He's an attacker who's going to do some damage. You're going to want to not give him your best, but you're going to want to, you know, understand that he needs some damage. So give him the old crit build, you know, with your old crit damage, crit chance kind of stuff. Let's see here. I got offense. I just gave him a bunch of offense, if I remember. And there's some health. So, yeah, you really want to give this guy offense. Give this guy some crit. Give him the ability to really hit hard. He's not going to hit too hard. He's not your hard hitter, but he'll surprise you with the damage he can do off from his basic. Geonosian Spy. This is the guy who is going to one-shot things if he has the opportunity. Geonosian Spy is absolutely insane. Now, this hive mind bonus is one you actually don't need. It doesn't really matter that much. It's kind of situational. Illicit intel reduces silent strike cooldown by 1. Yeah, that's a really good one. I don't have it, though, because I think the silent strike one is actually just better. Because you just want to be doing more damage. Because you're going to be doing more damage per status effect. So if you do 10% more damage, you're doing that much more damage. Inability can't be evaded. Yeah, that's nice. Honestly, though, I mean, you could get illicit intel if you really want it. I personally didn't need it, because you're gonna actually be using illicit intel a lot of time first. So unless you're going on for a while, then yes, it becomes valuable, of course. Geared this guy up. I have him at gear 8. You know, he's kind of low gear, and he still hits hard. So for him, I gave him my absolute best mods. Plus 22 speed right there. Insane mod that I gave him. I just wanted to hit him to hit hard. A lot of offense. A lot of crit. I mean, if we read this guy, a lot of good potency too is important. His critical chance is 53. He's just hitting hard. And the sad thing was I didn't actually have a crit damage one to give him, but I mean the offense is just as fine. So this guy, you just want him to hit like a truck, and trust me, he will. And you will get him from the Cantina, the Fleet Store. Actually 3 of them you will get from the Fleet Stores, which makes it even easier. So just save up your fleet currency, and get these Geonosians. You're going to get him, and then the last one, Sun Fact. Sun Fact you will also be farming pretty easily from the Fleet Store. So there's 3 Geonosians from the Fleet Store, 1 from the Galactic War Store, and that's about all she wrote. I mean, it's pretty easy. The hardest one, the only one you have to actually maybe farm in an actual node would be Geonosian Brood Alpha. Otherwise, you really don't need to farm anyone else if you're just, passively farming as you go. With him, I have no Omegas on him. What would I do? I think this is his best, Spiteful Strike. I don't think, which add 50% pussy whenever he attacks outside of his turn. This one could be also really good. It's just that, you're getting a little more potency, but it's okay. The only thing you really want him to do is dispel buffs, which he's going to be doing a lot with this basic, and he's a pretty important character for that. And for him, he's a tank, so you just want to do pretty tanky. I went double armor or defense and then health, because you just want him to be tanky. Like, there's protection, protection, health. You just want him to be really tanky, you guys. Alright, and then let's just talk about a little side thing about Geonosians of why there's another good reason that you should farm them, besides them being a, let's make a list. First off, they get you Wat Tambor in Dark Side Geonosians. They're a great team in Dark Side Geonosians. They're a great team in just in general play, PvE, because they're so strong. A great GAC defensive team. They will get you wins in GAC, trust me. You just have to put the 1 Zeta on Geonosian Brood Alpha if you really want to, and you will be getting a lot of defensive wins because people will never be ready for this team, especially if it's on a back wall. And they also have one more niche use that you've probably thought about, and that is not him, but right here. They have a fleet. Their fleet is actually really good, too. I would definitely say that they are, you know, not necessarily meta, but they are a very strong fleet, and they can be good for cleaning up or anything like that. So, I would definitely, I just didn't like to upgrade that. But I'll upgrade that real quick. So yeah, they also have a fleet, which is also really cool about the Geonosians. So all of that really makes sense to me of why you would want the Geonosians. But now, let's just get into the actual guide of what we're going to be doing. Alright, so we're going to be showcasing, I am actually doing I did the tier 5 for this event once I got GBA at 5-star. So this would be the event when you have GBA at 5-star and you're ready to unlock Padme, and the rest of your team is 7-star, as you can see. As you can see, my Sun Fact, I literally have 65s and then a level 80 Spy, and then I think had the Zeta on him. Didn't really see that fast enough, obviously, but obviously we'll see when we get into the event. So this one I might speed up a little bit, because this one is a little more RNG dependent, but then the one after is just going to be so easy to do. That's literally, yeah, so we have the Zeta. So, what is the strategy? The strategy is pretty simple, actually. All you want to do in this event is, especially in this part of it, because there's, as you can see, there's no Mace Windu. We'll see Mace Windu later. You want to kill Padme, okay? You just want to kill Padme, because if Padme's gone, you kind of win. So that Jedi Master Guardian there, he is super annoying, because he will revive Jedi. Padme is not a Jedi, so really, you should almost not be trying to kill Kenobi and Anakin, like at all, because they'll just be revived, unless you can, like, land hard CC blocks of ability blocks on that fish Jedi guy. Otherwise, you just want to kill Padme with a big poik. So really what you're going to want to do is you're just going to stack buffs and debuffs, and then you're going to want your spy to be in stealth, and then he'll just go for a big old shablammo right on Padme's face, and basically you just want to kill Padme. So they're not going to do enough damage to really, like, defeat you, because you heal a ton because of GBA. Everyone's going to get health steal eventually too. So they're really never going to kill you. You just kind of have to stall and just hope to get the right little section to happen, which, you know, you will. Like, if you just wait this level out, you'll be fine. So again, the strategy is you just want to kill Padme. Now, there's a little bit more to just that. So Kenobi is going to taunt a lot, correct? Well, you're going to want to focus your basic attacks on Kenobi if you can. Unless you're trying to get an ability block on the other Jedi. You just want to attack Kenobi with everything else, like your just basics and stuff. Because the dude's going to taunt anyway. And because your Sun Fact dispels buffs with his basic, you're just going to want to basic attack Kenobi so he doesn't have taunt. So when you get the right RNG, the spy won't be locked on Kenobi. Because if the spy's locked on Kenobi, well, now you can't go for a big hit on Padme, and that kind of ruins the whole thing. So as you can see, we're just kind of wearing everything down. Spy's almost up. We're gonna use a listen intel, I believe. Yep, we have 2 on Padme, but she doesn't have a lot of debuffs on her, which kind of sucks. So we're not really gonna get a big tweak. We want more buffs and debuffs on her. 2 exposes is nice, but. However, also you have to remember Spy also uses, so if you see Spy has a bunch of buffs on him, so I think I actually do go for a big tweak here. Oh, but she cleared it all off, so that makes it a little bit harder. We want to get all those stacks off Kenobi, and this is a lot easier too because they're not getting courage. Alright, let's see if we can get a big toy. There it is. Woo! She's gone. And yeah, so another thing is, like, you could say Sunfac doing his first special where he gives them all the buffs and then he gives them all later to the rest of the team. That's a pretty huge moment in the game, because if you're in the late game part of this event, then yeah, definitely that's gonna help you one-shot Padme. And look at that, they're all just dying so fast. So now that you get Padme down, you want to go get the Jedi Master Guardian. You want to get him right after Padme. So like the kill order, in my opinion, would be Padme, the Jedi Guardian, and then either Anakin or Kenobi, whatever you want to get first. And then honestly, Mace Windu can go last, but we haven't seen Mace Windu yet. So yeah, this event we're gonna go Kenobi first, and then we're gonna get Anakin. And yeah, it's that easy, guys. Like, just get a big old one-shot on her. You don't even lose a character, so you get 3 easy stars on this event. So look at that. And there's the proof that that was the first time I did it. It was the first time I beat it. I did it on the first try. It did not take any other tries, and you know, my team was not really that strong. I think I'm just gonna go real quick. I think I showed, yep, like he's 65, 80, 65, 65, 85, like, and there's the proof that I'm unlocking it. Like, yeah, this team really easily could unlock you Padme. Like, I barely tried. I didn't really get to see the gear. The gear was low. The levels were low. Like, I was just barely trying that event. So now we're gonna go to the next one. Alrighty, so now we're going to be doing the 7-star, because the 6-star, yeah, it's a little different, but the 7-star is kind of just the exact same thing, really. The 6-star is just an easy version of the 7-star, so if I show you the 7-star, it's just, you know, it'll be just that much easier. So you'll understand how to do the 5-star, 6-star, 7-star with this team real simple. So, the same rules apply. We want to use our basic attacks on Kenobi so that he is not taunting at any point. And then we just want to get ready for a big toik on Padme. If you get a big old toik on Padme the Spy, it is GG's. So, there's a little more strategy now. They have courage, so I'll show you what you're going to want to do that's a little bit different. So, alright, so there Padme used her little thing to get everyone protection. Use your first special here on GBA to get rid of all of those buffs, because now they can't gain courage, or as much courage as they would have. Now watch this, we're going to use illicit intel, and I'm going to show you how fast this is. We are speed running the Padme event right here, right now. We are going to do, not quite yet, I got to get through this one more. Come on. Show the big blink of the sword. 7,300 miles, dude. And that's speedrunning the Padme event. Literally, it's that easy. You just have to do that. There were 2 exposes on her, a ton of buffs on Spy, a ton of buffs on her still. It's that easy. And now, of course, the same kill order. We want to get the Jedi Master Guardian so that he is not reviving the Jedi. And see, we almost lost our Sunfac there, but because Anakin put the double debuff on him to not let him heal. But we were able to get that out of there. We come back. Now we're locked on Kenobi, so still, you know, shoot Kenobi when you can, and now we get the Guardian. And now it's just easy. Alright, because now, you know, what are they going to do? I mean, yes, they're hitting a lot harder because they have stacks of courage, but there's no Padme to protect them anymore, so now I just go ahead and kill them all. It's really that simple, you guys. Like, it is really, really, really that simple to do this event. Like, that was all it took, was just one big old shot. And personally, I think this is just the easiest way to do it. This is the best team for this event. Everything about this is just perfect. So, guys, get Geonosians. This was my first try with doing this event. This was so easy. There's the proof that I did it for the first time. It's the first time I 3-starred it, blah, 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 and got all the stuff. Like, guys, farm your Geonosians. Watch this guide. And please, 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 if you like this guide, if you want more guides, if you want more videos, please make sure to like, subscribe, share this video, comment your favorite moment when the big old toik happens, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, Edward Ellick out.